So today we will be discussing about controlled vocabulary, okay, which is which is an important topic in the context of information storage and retrieval, okay. So before going into controlled vocabulary, I will give you some some exercises with certain examples. See, let us take this as a quiz, okay. Use the word tier in a short sentence. The word tier, okay, use the word tier in a short sentence. That means you have to frame sentence using this word, okay, you have to frame sentence using this word. So before going directly into the subject, if we understand the concept by certain examples, it will be easy for you. So we are going to use the word tier, T-E-A-R, tier in a short sentence. If you got something, it's great. Now we will go to the next slide and see. So I am not going to ask you to submit it, but think of any sentence in the mind, okay? In the mind. So the word tier, if you hear the word tier, what comes to your mind? So think of that and we will see the answer in the next slide, okay? See, whether you are thinking about this tier or this tier. This tier is crying, okay? This tier is tearing a paper. See, one word has two meanings, right? So whoever was thinking about crying is also right. Whoever was thinking about tearing a paper, that is also right. So I gave you a general word, tear. I didn't tell the context of the meaning, right? I asked you to frame a sentence using a word tear. See, whether you are thinking about tearing a paper or tear in the sense crying, okay, that is also right. So interesting. See, the interesting point here is only one word. We are having two different meanings, right? So we will go to the next question. Use see this image, okay, see this image. Use only one word to describe this picture. That means using this word, what do you say, using this image, you have to say only one word. Can anyone answer? Only one word, you have to say one word, not a sentence. Can anyone answer? What comes to your mind after seeing this image? Only one word.
Yes.
Galaxy, star, Earth.
What?
Earth.
Earth. Good, very good. Anything, whatever comes to your mind, you answer. We will have this class as an interactive session, okay? You will then you will easily understand what is controlled vocabulary. So Abhilash told Earth, and what you Ritesh told electric something, right?
No, sir. I told Earth and galaxy, stars,
Galaxy,
whatever.
star. Okay, good, excellent. So whatever you come to, I want you to describe this picture using only one word. Okay, good. Two of the people answered. Let's see what is the real thing. See, Earth. Abhilash thought Earth. He thought galaxy or planet. Both are right. So space, globe, world. Whatever you thought is right actually. Okay. I just gave you only one image. And I told you to describe in only one word. So Earth is also right, planet is also right, galaxy is also right, star is also right. So this means a single image or single word has different context of meaning depending upon where they are used, right? So good. See how interesting it goes. Now we will see the next question. So in this class we are you are going to talk, okay? So it will be like what you say. It will be like a quiz program, okay? So it will be like an interactive session. Then you will finally understand what is controlled vocabulary. So see this image carefully. What is the profession of the man in the middle? So this is the guy. Okay, this is the guy. I'm asking about this particular guy. What is the profession of this guy?
Advocate.
Okay, can anyone tell
Advocate.
it?
Advocate. Advocate.
Advocate, excellent. Can any other advocate? So this is a courtroom scene, right? Judge is there, defendant is there, prosecutor is
Yes.
there, audience, jury is there. So clerical staff, stenographer is
Type.
there.
Type.
Huh? So Abhilash told
Yes, sir.
advocate. That is good. Okay, fine. So anyone, any idea? Please, anyone can talk. Even it's wrong, it's not a problem actually. We are just discussing. Okay. So there is no wrong answer. Remember, there is no wrong answer. Okay. So I will see lawyer or attorney. Advocate is also correct. Okay. So you can think. You can think of him as a lawyer also, that is also correct. You can think of him as an advocate, that is also correct. You can think of him as an attorney, that is also correct. See, so these three examples, these three questions I have given you because a single picture or single sentence has different meanings. Okay, remember that. That is what we are discussing so far. Okay. So coming to the fourth quiz, briefly define the word mercury. Okay. I am asking you, this is a question in the exam. What will you write? Define mercury. Any idea? Do you know any idea about what is
Yes,
mercury?
sir. But like, yes, sir. Mercury is a planet, and Mercury is also non-metal. A metal we call as a, that is a room
Liquid.
temperature. It is
Liquid. Excellent.
liquid
Excellent.
condition.
Very good. Mercury is a
Liquid.
planet. That is right. Mercury is a liquid. Yeah, that is right. Very good. So, because I am asking only to define the word, not the meaning. So, Mercury as a metal is also right. Mercury as a planet is also right. So, we will see. See, Mercury as a planet. This one. Mercury as a liquid in the meter, right? Mercury as a car. There is a car. And Mercury as a god. In the Greek god, there is called Mercury. Okay, like Zeus. There
Okay.
is a god called Mercury. So whatever you thought is right actually. Okay. So there are four different meanings for this particular word Mercury. Planet is also right. An all metal liquid is also right. A car is also right. That Greek god is also right. Okay. So if you are thinking about all these four options, it is right. Or any two options, it is right actually. So now we are coming to the actual topic, controlled vocabulary. You see how complicated, how confusing the language is actually. So did you see the pattern in the 5 questions? We discussed 5 questions, right? Did you see any pattern in that? What might seem to be a simple word? We asked only simple word like what is mercury? Okay, what is steer? And what is the name of the person who is standing in the middle? We asked only simple word, but the answer looks quite complicated, right? There is not only one single answer for that. So that's why language seems a little bit complicated. This makes when for a simple word, if we are having so many meaning, when we are searching in a database of more than lakhs of words, see how complicated it will be. How effectively can we retrieve the information? The good news is, so that is a difficult part. If there is more than what you say, lakhs and lakhs of words indexed, so it is difficult to retrieve. That is the hard news. The good news is, if you learn how the database works, you will be able to find the information quickly. So that is the good news. So the thing is, you have to learn how a database works. When you want to search effectively in Google, you must understand how Google works. Simple. So when you understand the functionalities, you will be able to retrieve information easily. Okay. So have you ever used the find option in a document? Have you ever used the find option? For example, we are typing a
Yes,
word.
sir.
Let us say,
Yes, sir.
yeah. In a Word document, you might have used Control F, right? That is a find option. Control
Yes.
F and you might have searched for one particular document. See, if you want the find in a Word
PDF
document,
file also.
yeah. Let us take an example. In a Word document, you want to find the word zombie. Is it O-M-B-I-E? But in certain cases, instead of writing like this, you misspelled it. You misspelled it unintentionally, like zombie and ZMBI. The O is missing. That means you have misspelled it. You will never find it. It will be difficult for you to find it because you are searching for the same phrase ZOMBIE. But ZMBIE, ZOMBY, you will not find it. Okay, because you told the document to look for zombie only, not for this. See this? So Control F, we are using Control F. We are searching for the word zombie, ZOMBIE. So this zombie here, this result is found. This result is found. See, ZOMBIE. This is there. This is also zombie, but we misspelled it. We did not spell it correctly. So it is not found. Okay, this is not found. So that is a problem. Okay, that is a problem in a language. You have to phrase it correctly. You have to spell it correctly. Even a single missing letter will result in inaccurate findings. Okay, so this is the problem. This is a simple example with find option. So why can't I find anything helpful? we are talking in the point of search engine and database, right? So you are searching information in Google, let's say, or in any database. You are getting lakhs and lakhs of results, but you are having the feeling that you are not getting the right results. More or less, you are not getting the right results. You might have that feeling. A database is more a complicated version of find option. We saw what is find option, right? We are searching Control F in a Word document. That is find option. So database is a complicated, confused version of find option. It uses the input you give in search boxes to find items that matches. Like the word we gave this input zombie. Zombie is our input, right? So similarly, database also we will give input, a key term. Based on the term only it will search. So most databases can search for multiple terms at once or cross references to narrow or broaden the search. Okay, multiple search means we saw in Web of Science AND operator, OR operator, right? So you can combine search and it will provide narrow terms and broader terms. We will see what these are with examples. But it can only do that based on the information you give. Remember that whatever you type, whatever input you give, that will only appear in the search. It will not go beyond that. So here the onus is what you are typing, what you are giving as input is very much important to get good results. Databases cannot think. Remember that database is a machine. It cannot think like human. Like tear. If you type tear means it will bring tear about the paper and also about crying. Okay. It will not think like in what context you are asking. It will not think like that. So if you are looking for an article on the world, but the databases use the word earth, you may not get many results. You are typing the keyword world, but databases may take it from the other sense. It will take it as earth. So there is a difference, right? So you want article on world, but it gives you results on earth. So see, it cannot think like the way humans think, or this is the reason you get zero results. Okay, so this make you think the database has nothing useful to offer. What that means is you think that this database is a waste. Whatever I am searching, I am not getting it. But that is not the case, because we are not understanding how database works. In case if you are not getting good research results on Google, that means we don't know how to search. That is the true answer actually. Google doesn't think like humans, but we humans has to understand how search engine and database work, right? So again, database cannot think, or say you need to write a paper on Greek god Mercury. Again, the Mercury example. There is a Greek god called Mercury, Zeus. Okay, there is a god called Mercury, and you might have read it in the Troy, either in the Troy book or Troy film. You might have heard about those gods, right? Olympus, Greek, Mercury, everything. So you are searching for the word Mercury only, but the result will be mostly about Mercury planet. You will not get anything relevant to Greek god, right? So this is where controlled vocabulary can help you. Controlled vocabulary can help you to obtain relevant results according to your search query. Now only we are going to study the actual topic. So far we discussed the examples only. What is the need for controlled vocabulary and what are the different problems exist with the database and manual searching. Why do we need to control the vocabulary? What do you mean by controlled vocabulary? We are controlling the vocabulary because one vocabulary, one word, one letter, one word has different meanings. So when we control it according to our needs, okay, we can find what we exactly want. Controlled vocabulary is what sets a database apart from general find. That's true actually. In Word document or general find, if you type the word keyword, whatever related to that word, it will come. Okay, but controlled vocabulary, it is not like that. We are differentiating it. So we are controlling this kind of vocabulary only. It is not as general, it is not a general search, general find option. Okay, every article. So remember, see this is important. Every article, let it be article, essay, an item in a database has been tagged. You are tagging it with terms that let you know what it is about. That is true. So when you are typing this Mercury, again you are tagging it with Greek god. Your Mercury you are typing, you are using Mercury and you are tagging it with Greek god. That means this Mercury is used for Greek god purpose only. Okay, this is where the indexing will help. When we index like this is where the users who are searching will able to get relevant results. Think, so let me give this with a simple example. So everyone is using Facebook, right? So think of you are posting a picture on Facebook. Think that you are posting a picture on Facebook. So this is one pizza picture, right? So it means pizza, okay? But he have used a tag, that person has used a tag called Jesse Smith. That means this picture is intended for this particular person, okay? It is not general. If you see this picture, you will only say it is pizza, okay? Pizza is an eatable item, simple. But he is using a tag called Jesse Smith, okay? That means no, it is for Jesse. So that means, in fact, any you could tag a picture with anybody's name and there would be no one to stop you. That is true actually. In Facebook or any social media, you can tag it. Any information you can put it and you can tag it. Okay. Why are you tagging it? Because you want to see the right person. Because Jesse Smith might be his friend who loves pizza. Okay. So he posted a picture of pizza and he tagged him. That means this particular picture is meant for that person. Similarly, controlled vocabulary is this particular word is meant for that meaning only. Okay, I hope now you understand what is controlled vocabulary. So if you understand tagging in Facebook, you will understand what is controlled vocabulary. So with the library databases, tagging of terms, subject terms is controlled. Tagging of subject terms is controlled. So people like librarians, authors, publishers have taken the time and effort to match articles and books to accurate tags. Either this, we can call it as tags, but in our context we will call it as subject terms. So these here, Jesse Smith is the subject term for pizza. Okay, so pizza is the content and Jesse Smith is the tag or subject term. So this content is intended or it means to Jesse Smith. So we call it, in library terms we call it as subject terms. In library, in our field we call it as subject terms. If you call it as tag also, it is not wrong actually, it is correct. Okay, so these terms are not perfect, but what is the need for this term? To get accurate result. So similarly, if you type Mercury and if you give Greek god, that means this Mercury is controlled for Greek god only, not for planet. So like that you are controlling the vocabulary. Okay, so there are different ways you can use subject terms. Now you might have understood what is subject terms, right? Subject terms and tags are same only. Remember that, okay? So next time I will use the word subject term, not tag, okay? So we will review two ways. You will find it more useful. How you can use subject terms, right? The first one is doing a broad search result, okay? Broad, okay? In an open area, you are doing a search and selecting a subject term or terms from the results. The second is used to database thesaurus to find the subject terms. So this is where thesaurus comes in handy. So I will explain about thesaurus and in a separate session. What is thesaurus, how thesaurus is constructed, and how it is useful. Okay. So these are the two ways. First we are doing a broad search, and second we are using thesaurus. So we will see these two ways. So in this particular presentation, we will be using EBSCO database. Okay. Every database, Web of Science is also a database, but EBSCO, we will see EBSCO database with this how to use, how we can make use of this subject terms. Okay, so you have to start somewhere. That means you have to search for terms somewhere. So try doing a search using the limits that are available. Limits means filters. What are the filters? We have different advanced searches in Google search engine. Also there are different kinds of advanced searches. I don't know how many of you have used it. There are different advanced searches.
Sir, please show the previous slide, sir. This EBSCO database.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No, I am not taking you to EBSCO, but I am just going you to show the presentation. Later on, we will see EBSCO. Okay. I am just giving for understanding this PPT is very useful. Okay. Okay. So we are going to search using EBSCO. Okay. So the first thing is try doing a search with using all the filters. What do you mean by filters? That is the advanced option. In Web of Science, we saw different filters, right? And the search query can be filtered by years, authors, publications, institutions. These are the filters. So in Google also there are different kinds of advanced search. If you are looking for a PPT alone, if you are typing bibliometrics PPT, that means you can search, you can type the keyword bibliometrics and you can use advanced search in Google. Try advanced search in Google and refine only to PPT. That means your result will be refined only to PPT. No other result will come. Okay, remember like that. So these are the filters. So using more than one search term and limiting your peer review, for example, making your result a little bit more manageable. That means you can use more than one search term, bibliometrics and scientometrics, or bibliometrics and library science. You are using more than one search term and combining it so that you can get relevant results. Don't be afraid to try something. These are the common tips, okay? The worst that could happen is you have to try a new search. Yeah, obviously. That is true. Okay. See, this is the EBSCO database. Okay. Observe this slide so carefully. So here we have used zombies. Okay. Zombies is one keyword and aliens is one keyword. So here what we have done is we have used two different search terms combining using AND operator. Okay, so we want results combining zombie and aliens. Okay, that is the use of AND operator. And here we are using limit. So here we saw what is limit, right? So these are the options which we can limit. We are limiting only to peer reviewed journals. So we don't want any full text or references. We only want peer reviewed journals. Okay. So we are using two search terms and we are limiting only to scholarly journals. Okay. Let us see what we will get. Okay. So we got around 4 results here. Okay. So let us take the first result. Okay. We got around 4 results. Okay. Zombie trouble, zombie text, alienation. We will take the first result and we will see what it can help you. So even though we got only 4 results, but there might be something useful here. How we can find useful information from these 4 results only? Even if none of these articles are useful, their subject terms, that means tagging, might help us what we need to find actually. So we want zombie and alien, right? So the subject terms are located under the description of the article. In case of EBSCO, it will be like that. In case of Web of Science, it will be different. Okay. So we are talking about EBSCO and everything is same only. See, these are the subject terms: political, illegal, zombie. So these are the subject terms. That is tagging. Okay. These are the tags. Okay. So when we click on this subject terms, political or illegal, it refers to aliens, zombie, films. If we click on the subject terms, you will get the full description. A lot of databases offer subject terms as hyperlinks. Hyperlinks means you can click it. It will be the subject term will appear in the form of a link. When you click that link, it will take you to the search. Okay. So see the DE here, the DE refers for description, descriptor. In EBSCO, DE refers for description, descriptive terms. Okay. So here they have clicked illegal, aliens. They are searching about aliens, right? So clicking on a subject term will bring up all the other articles that are also tagged with that subject term. See. So here we are clicking on illegal aliens. It is bringing up all the other articles which are having the same subject terms. Now we got around 4,950 results. Out of 4 results, now we got around 4,950 results. Okay, see how we can make use of this particular tagging and subject terms. This is called controlled vocabulary. So by clicking on the hyperlink, the database will use a code to let the search to know that you are looking for a particular subject term. So that is why that hyperlink, that subject term is very much essential. Okay. For academic search complete, the designator is DE. So academic search completer is a product of what is it? It is a function of EBSCO. Okay. It will be different for different databases. True. Okay. In Web of Science we have core collection like that. Here it is called as academic search. Okay. Now we know what it is and we can use it to combine multiple subject terms. Now you might have understood what is subject terms. See, again I will just tell you, we are using 2 different terms and we are limiting only to scholarly articles. We got only 4 results. So but out of that 4 result, we took one result and we analyzed the subject terms, that is a tagging. Okay, like the pizza with Jesse, right? So this is the content and this is the subject terms. So we just clicked it, that is a hyperlink. We clicked the subject terms, illegal aliens, and it shows it showed the related subject terms. That means it will bring up all the other articles which are having the same subject term, combining it. Okay, now we got around 4,950, nearly 5,000. Out of 4 search, we got around 5,000. Okay, so now we understood what is subject term. Now we are going to combine 2 different subject terms, not keywords. Okay, so D is nothing but descriptor, designator. It is a designator for EBSCO. Okay, so if the subject term contains more than one word, use quotation marks. Using quotation marks will tell the database to look for the phrase instead of 2 individual words. That is true actually. Quotation marks will help you to identify the exact phrase. Okay, so we can even pull subject terms for different articles to get more precise results. See what happens when we use the subject term illegal aliens from our first results and immigrants from our second results. Okay, from our second result. Okay, so these are the focused results. So now we have added, now this is our first subject term illegal, and after from the first subject term we refined it and we found another, we added another subject term called immigrants. Now we can add a third subject term to focus the result even more specific, right? Still we are limiting only to scholarly journals, we don't want full text or reference. Now much more manageable results, we got around 164. So we added around immigrants, we got around 164, right? So now we have new subject terms to play with. See, like social network theory, Latin Americans, whatever according to our needs, we can play with subject terms. So while searching as a librarian, you must know how to use these subject terms. We should not rely only on typing keyword. Okay, this is how a database works actually. You may have to mix and match different terms to get the results you really want. Okay, so this is not what do you say, this is not this might not look easy, but when you understand how this database works, you will definitely able to get the best out of it. Similarly, if you understand how Web of Science works, you will be able to search it effectively. This is EBSCO. So different databases have different kinds of contexts, and they have different kinds of decisions, different kinds of techniques for maintaining their vocabulary, for controlling their vocabulary. Once we understand that, we will definitely can make use of it. Okay, so all this is well and good to look at, but maybe you want to just start with the subject terms. Is there a way to do that? Okay, the question is, now we have searched using a keyword and then we came to subject terms. Now you are asking a question that can we directly search using subject terms? We will see that. Okay, a lot of databases offer a thesaurus. Actually, most of the databases will have a thesaurus. Okay, see, in EBSCO it is called, here it is called subject terms. These differ based on the database. It is for EBSCO only. In Web of Science it will be different. In Scopus it will be different. So don't confuse with it. Okay, this is for, it depends upon the types of databases. There will be a controlled vocabulary. Okay, academic search says simply subject terms at the top. So when you click this, academic search is EBSCO, remember that. So when you click it, it will bring up a new search screen. So this searching and this search is designed to help you find specific subject terms, so as be simple and straightforward as possible. So there are two options. Instead of typing a query, you can directly go to the subject terms. So terms begin with, that is controlled vocabulary, okay, or tagging. Terms begin with and term contents. There are two options here. Terms begin with means the terms that are starting with. Okay, term contains means it will be either in the middle of the sentence or in the end or even in the start. Okay, the start with the term begins with, but if few to no results come up, then we go for term contents. Okay, to broaden our search. So we are using a subject term called Mercury. That to clicking term begins with. That means Mercury, the word Mercury should start from the front. So Mercury is a planet, like that. Mercury is a Greek god. That means Mercury is starting from the front. Begin. It is beginning. It is a beginning word. So when you in case of term contains, what happens is there are different planets and Mercury is one of the planet. So Mercury comes in between the sentence. That is term contains. So you must understand the difference between beginning and contains. Okay, beginning means starting. Okay, so Mercury, it shows for planet, it shows for analysis and Roman deity. Okay, there are different in spectra, in the context of laws and legislation. So in laws and legislation also they have used Mercury. That means this law for this particular article, this is the tag. For Metagrally, this is the tag. Like pizza. Pizza is eatable item. He tagged it with Jesse, right? So Jesse has nothing to do with pizza. He only likes pizza. So his friend has tagged him, posted a picture of pizza in Facebook and tagged him. Similarly, these articles have talked about Mercury and they have tagged Mercury. Simple. So in this way, you can find relevant information according to your need. Okay, in which area you want to see Mercury, whether in the geology area or in the planet area or in the Roman deity area or in the isotopes or Metagrally, whatever it may be. So clicking on a term will give you more information. Okay, a scope note will let you know. Here they have clicked about Mercury Roman deity. I think they have clicked this Mercury Roman deity. Okay, in the context of literature. So when you click on a particular term, we have clicked on a particular term, there will be a scope note. It will give additional details. Okay, broader terms are the subjects that will open up your search further. There will be broader term means there will be extra terms. Okay, broader terms. It will help you to search further again. Okay, related terms, related terms in Google Scholar also we saw related articles. That means similar. Okay, that are very similar or synonymous in meaning. Okay, related terms are similar. Okay. So here in the scope notice, we got broader term and related terms. Here are the entered works on the Roman god of business, trade, travel, and who also serves Jupiter's messenger. It is about Greek god. It is in the context of literature. Don't think of this as a planet. Now we are seeing Mercury in the context of literature. Okay, in the Roman literature, from the literature point of view, from the god point of view. So see, now instead of getting different results about Mercury, we got only what we need. We want about Mercury as a god, not as a planet. So we got, using the subject terms, we can get it. So databases have these kind of controlled vocabulary, that is tagging option, to control their vocabulary for the users to get their relevant results. Simple. So now used for shows terms that are not subject terms in the database. Okay. This lets you know that you should use the official subject term instead. Okay. So there will be terms which are not subject terms. They will show that also. But you should not use this like Mercurius. Okay. These are not subject terms. Searching for these will bring no results. Okay. Used for. Okay. It is used for. These may be used for Mercurius. So this is not subject term. They are just giving a reference. It is used for. And if you search using this, you will not get any result. You will get 1 or 2 results, which will not be useful to you. So you should use only subject terms, that is tagged words. Okay. So if you have found the subject terms you need, the thesaurus usually makes it easy to add them to your search. Okay. So every database will have their controlled vocabulary, that is thesaurus. So here you see, Mercury is our subject term. Mercury is our subject term, and we know what is scope note and the broader terms and related terms and used for. The terms which are used for, you should not. You can use it as a reference. You cannot use the exact term for searching because they are not subject terms. Okay. So now we are using thesaurus. Okay. Now we are using, check the terms you want to search with. Now we are using thesaurus. Okay. Here are the enters, here are the work. So here are the, you see, here this is one. So when we click on Mercury Roman deity, we got 2 subject terms again, Roman gods and Hermes. Okay. So if you want to combine this, so we can again click Mercury as well as Hermes. Okay. Because we are looking for this particular area. So when it is easy, this is what thesaurus helps us. It is easy, and once we have selected both, okay, either you can use AND operator or OR operator. Okay, I think you might have heard about Boolean operators, AND, OR, not, near, right? So I will tell you exactly how it works. In simple, AND operator means it will combine the search. That means Mercury and Mercury and Hermes. Both the words should be present, then only it will bring, that is AND operator. If either any one word is present, that is OR operator. Okay. So depending upon, select OR or and you just click add it. Okay. And you are adding it like this. D is descriptor. Forget that. Mercury is in phrases. Double quote is phrases. That is one keyword, one subject term. and here Hermes is one subject term. They are using OR operator. Okay, so subject term, once we have just clicked this checkbox only, and we used OR operator, automatically the search is added here. So now you see, now you compare the normal search with the subject term search. So we have, based on the database like Google, we type only the keyword mercury, nothing mercury as global pollutant, nothing related to mercury god. So now you see, we want mercury god, we searched only mercury in the search box. We didn't get any result related to god. We got only related to planets, earth or something like that, right? In populations or mercury and other metals. Here when we combine this mercury subject terms, see, got all are related to Greek god Mercury. Though they are not perfectly useful, but you will get related documents. Okay, this is how you can manage your search. This is how controlled vocabulary helps. Okay, so another quick note about thesaurus is searching for the term attorney, lawyer, advocate, all are same only. Okay, depending upon the context. Like in library, we use users, clientele, patrons. Like all are same only. Depending upon the context, they will use it, right? So but it offers different suggestions, right? For attorney, agency, lawyers, discipline, advertising. See, from these suggestions we can see that majority of the time lawyer is used in database instead of attorney. So based on the subject terms, you can identify which is the commonly used word. Okay, you can also do a new search with the lawyer to see the full list of options. So again, we are going to summarize what we have studied. Subject terms are nothing but tags. What you are adding tags in Facebook. For example, in Teachers Day, example I am selling. In Teachers Day, you are adding Happy Teachers Day and you are tagging me in Facebook. That means that message is for me. You are controlling the photograph or the wishes to particular teacher. I am tagged here. Okay, that I am the subject term and you are posting the content. Similarly, controlled vocabulary is like that. Subject terms are like tag that have been attached to items in database. Simple. You can find them attached to any article or any item and use those subject terms and other similar terms. Okay, according to your need. Okay, you can use a thesaurus to find related terms. Okay, the difference between thesaurus and dictionary is, in dictionary you will get the meaning, etymology, everything, origin, everything. But in thesaurus you will not only get the meaning, you will get the opposite. You will get related words. Okay, so like tear, it can be used for tear, crying, and other related words also you will get it. Okay, like user, clientele, patron, client, everything related words. So that's why thesaurus is very much useful. Okay, so thesaurus is a kind of controlled vocabulary. It is a tool of controlled vocabulary. Okay, so this is how you combine searches and this is how you search in a database specifically. So as a librarian, if anyone asks you how to search a database, you must help them with all these subject terms and controlled vocabulary tools. Okay, you must help them, because most of the people, they will just type keywords only. Even we in Google, if I tell you to search something, what will you do? You will just type it, because you don't know how Google works. There can be lot of things done with Google. You can use advanced operators, filters, truncation, all kind of different searches. Unless you understand how this database works, how controlled vocabulary is indexed in Google, or how controlled vocabulary indexed in Web of Science or Scopus, unless you understand this, you will not be able to search effectively. As a librarian, it is our role to enlighten the users regarding how to search on the database and as well as internet on the whole. Okay, so this is the concept of controlled vocabulary. In the forthcoming classes, we will see about tools of controlled vocabulary like thesaurus and what is the need for thesaurus, how thesaurus is built, etc. Okay, so these are the attributions regarding images. Kindly go through this, and this is the particular website I took this presentation from. It was so good and I used this for our educational purposes. Kindly go through this. Okay, so thank you. Do you have any doubts? How was the class?
Class